As we all watch Donald Trump leading the charge, trying desperately to erase and remove any trace of Black American accomplishment, contribution, and experience within this country, one can only wonder in amazement about his incomplete and total lack of awareness and understanding regarding the immense impact of hollowing out American history. He fully intends to mentally retard the population of the United States and pretend that only white people have had any hand in building this country, all while simultaneously setting in motion the unavoidable consequences that come with promoting such a false narrative. His deeply troubled mind, setting him on such a perilous path, is fraught with fragile insecurities that run far too deep to ever be healed. Those insecurities have coupled with his egotistical grandiosity, steeping themselves in his self-important delusions, and are now fully mechanized by his horrifically vile sabotage. The brokenness of this creature, who determines to mirror Adolf Hitler's course of action by taking complete control of the past narratives of this country and bending them to his ill will, may in fact be just another final act of yet another failed dictator, given the power to do so by citizens that have no concept of the repetitive nature of history. This attempt to remove all of the ugly truths from American history will eventually create within its racist citizenry an empty chasm left only to be filled with their false distortion and their lies, and will quickly grow, taking permanent root within the twisted minds of a now dangerously ignorant and mentally stunted population. Removing the terms that they must all face unconditionally and taking them out of the historic equation will only result in a predictable chain of calculated events, all culminating towards their ultimate self-consumption and eventual self-annihilation. A stool cannot stand on two legs only. And as Donald Trump goes about the daunting task of sawing away at that third leg of truth, he replaces it with mostly made up fantasies that will soon have this country sitting atop their seat of self delusion. And it will only be a matter of time that it all comes crashing down. And then they will come face to face with the realities of their horrific history. No civilization has survived for long beyond the rewriting of their own history, particularly when attempting to erase the contributions of those that they have determined are unworthy of mentioning or giving any credit towards that development. It is the death knell of any nation that eliminates the facts in favor of telling untruths, or deceives itself by the omission of those facts, all while promoting the lies that are created in a fruitless effort to fill the void of their own collective insecurities. America now finds itself led by a government that chooses not to take into account the eventual outcome experienced by other failed societies that have taken the same course of self-destructive action. It will soon experience the throes of its own demise, completely unaware that had it only filled that void and faced the foul music while listening intently at the terrible tune being played, they may have avoided playing themselves. Yet we see that they have gone well beyond the point of no return and back towards common sense and common decency, And now they head feet first into the boiling historical cauldron that awaits, and will soon cook them into obscurity and long gone forgottenness. America has also hollowed itself out with its endless wars and global conflicts, removing from the playing field its blood and treasure, those that may have served as a stopgap against the heading towards their ominous and eventual end. The decency that they may have had has died alongside those sacrifices, and now they are put to the task of hollowing out their own history and replacing it with nothing more than abstract and indefinable untruths that will soon serve as the missing pieces needed to complete the puzzle that will eventually become the conclusion of American history. May those of us who are witnessing these casualties of history not be caught up in the collective reckoning soon to be put upon this place. And may we find the safest and quickest route of escape out of the line of their fire. It is a raging fire that they themselves have set willingly and purposefully within their own burning house, built upon the bloody backs of those of us who have come to fully recognize and identify the hollowing out of American history.